Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is August the 13th, 2024, and today the topic is Bloom Where You're Planted. Happy Tuesday. It's Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope you guys had a wonderful Monday. Mine was just fine. Yes, mine was good overall. Highlights from yesterday is that we did another day of school with NJ. That was, I guess, his last day of like one assignment because today he got like three assignments to do. So, yeah, man, it's about to be real around here. He has a full day on his schedule for school today. Yesterday was also Monday, so y'all know we have church on Mondays over there at Mountain West. And yeah, I got a chance to go do that and serve and be a part, teaching and whatnot, in the kids ministry. I think we had like 10 kids at some point last night. And so, yeah, man, our faithful 10, that number 10 is uh, the threshold. I think we crossed it one time with Monday nights with the kids. So, yeah, man, good stuff going on. And outside of that, I would say that's the main highlights. I did, check in on dad. We, FaceTimed and things of that nature, talk to them, and everything. Most likely we're gonna do that again today. Take some time to pray with them, things like that. But yeah, man. So dad's still in the hospital, from my understanding, but he is doing better. I know he was sounding better, looking better, and things like that today. I mean, yesterday when we talked to him. So we're praying that that's getting better today, and hopefully that he'll be going home soon, and everything like that. So that's what's going on around these parts. Let's get into this conversation, y'all. Bloom where you are planted. Where did your girl get this from today? Well, one, I would say from the Lord. It's from the Lord, all right? Yeah, I was seeking the Lord about what he wanted me to talk about today. And I did a prayer meditation. Me and NJ already did it early because he did it with me because he was already up. And so, which is something that I've been doing with him with school, taking time to do it with him. So I would usually do it twice. But so we did that, and then afterwards, I'm like, of course, NJ's trying to talk to me and all this type of stuff. I'm like, let me get done with this. We can go ahead and start school. Blah, blah, blah. You know. So yeah.
I made my own cross.
Yes, you did. Very nice. And so, yeah, so I'm seeking the Lord about what he wanted me to talk about. There's a couple of things on my mind. I ended up sharing a song because it had came to my heart and mind. When the Spirit of the Lord comes upon my heart, I will dance like David danced. So I shared that as a song of the day because it came into my heart and mind as I was seeking God, like, what we talk about, Lord? So I was like, what? Dancing for joy? That's what I'm thinking. But ultimately, I was just doing my little social media scroll thing, again, praying and looking and whatever the case may be. And I came across this young lady that was saying that, oh, I was in Bali, now I'm moving to Ghana. And nothing against that. Hey, man, it's amazing the people that are able to relocate and, go different places and stuff like that. But I guess I was reminded as I was looking, or when I came across her post, I was reminded of this idea of thinking that if I just go somewhere else, or if I just do, this, that, and the other, if I just go somewhere, then things will be better. And don't get me wrong, now there's people that God is calling to go places. You know what I'm saying? He might say, go over here, go over there. Matter of fact, when I was in Florida, I felt the pushing me back here to Georgia, and I did not understand it, and I was rejecting it, and I was like, Lord, what are we doing? I'm doing fine here in Florida, X, Y, and Z. But obviously he wanted me to come on back here to Georgia. And I didn't understand why at the time, but now, there's a lot of purpose in me being here and things of that nature. So in that regard, I'm not taking anything away from the Lord telling you to move and go somewhere. Okay, that's one thing. But there's some of us out here that thinks like just going somewhere, right, is going to be that new fresh start. And don't get me wrong, it can be a very new fresh start to go to a new place, new people, and start over. Again, there's nothing wrong with that if God is calling you to do that. But those that are just running, right, running from yourself, ultimately, the thing is, the common denominator in your situation is you, man. So until you, either you change your heart, your mind, things of that nature, it doesn't matter where you go, friend. You're not going to be in alignment, and you're not going to be, thriving and whatnot unless you get yourself into alignment with the Lord and your mindset and things of that nature. And so this is for those people that are running, right? If you're running from one place to another and you're expecting, change or X, Y, and Z, but then at the end of the day, you find yourself in the same place doing the same thing all over again in this new place, whatever case may be. Maybe you, friend, are called to bloom where you are planted. And I get it. Like I said, I understand. Like if you're somewhere, you're like, man, I don't want to be here, X, Y, and Z. But I mean, God has you where you are for a reason. Again, I may not have wanted to come back to Georgia, right? And I may not have understood when I was in Florida. I didn't understand, like, well, why you? It seems like you're pushing me back home. I don't know why. Like, I know it can't be to live at home. Like, what is, what's going on? But then again, once I got back here, what did I end up doing? I ended up, starting my business. I ended up moving to this area where I'm at and, making connections and, ended up ultimately connected at the church I'm at and all these different things. Blooming where I am planted, right? I didn't want to come back, but once God put me back here, I started to flourish and bloom. And so I'm encouraging you, friend, wherever you are, that you can flourish and bloom wherever you are planted. Matter of fact, it's best for us to be content in whatever circumstance. That way, if God does call you somewhere else, then you can go there and still be content, and things of that nature. But let's get into this conversation, y'all. Bloom where you are planted. So here are the verses that stood out to me to share this morning. Philippians 4:13. Now I didn't even mean to write this one down. I meant to write down the second one that I wrote. But since I wrote it, I said, well, perhaps it's something that we should know today. So it's Philippians 4:13. It says, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. So again, if you are aligned with the Lord, then it doesn't matter where you are. Again, you can be in the middle of confusion. You can be, going through hard times, and God can still have you. You can still be flourishing and thriving in the midst, again, like I said, even a pandemic and things of that nature. If you are right in alignment with the Lord and knowing that it is he who strengthens you and not yourself. Then the verse that I did meant to write down this morning was Philippians 4:11. And it says, not that I am speaking of being in need, for I have learned in whatever situation I am to be content. So again, if you know who you're hooked up to, then yes, you can be content. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you are. You can flourish, you can grow, you can bloom where you are planted. And that's ultimately the juice. I mean, I didn't write down too many verses today. That was the only two that I felt led to write down. Now, there's a few more in the Go Deeper section that you guys can peruse and then marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. Whole sections that really go into, this idea of blooming where you plant. And I think one of them is talking about how God said, go to this land, get married, build homes, different things of that nature. He's calling you to do things wherever you are. And so as you do those things, then you never know. Like maybe he is calling you elsewhere, and that could be something in the future. But if you're somewhere and you feel like, man, okay, I didn't want to be here, but here I am, or whatever the case may be, I hope that you're encouraged and inspired to bloom where you're planted, friends. Do what you can where you are, because there's plenty that can be done, even if it's as simple as writing down the vision that God has given you. Whatever it is, you need to seek the Lord about it. Understand that he is in control of you and your life. And that's ultimately the juice this morning, y'all. That's it. Like, I know that's short and sweet. But I mean, I don't have too much to add to that, friends. I mean, bloom where you planted, man. That's the juice. Now, the Bible verse of today is Proverbs 16:9. It says, a man's heart devises his way, but the Lord directs his steps. I mean, if that's confirmation, I don't know what it is if it's not up to you. But friends, that's all I got to say about that. You guys, thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration that
Juices!
I pray you guys go forth and have a wonderful day. And I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow. If the Lord's will. Bye-bye.